What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Hamas Tech, and over here I have a Galaxy S device. And no, it's not the Galaxy S21 series yet. I did pre-order the S21 Ultra, so do click that like and smash that subscribe button down below for more videos with the S21 Ultra. Like I said, I did pre-order it, so it's coming with a lot of goodies. So the first video is going to be the whole unboxing with it. So yes, do stay tuned to the channel because I do plan to do a lot of videos with the Galaxy S21 Ultra. And that being said, I am getting the S21 Ultra instead of the Galaxy S21 or S21 Plus compared to last year where I actually went for the S20 Plus instead of the S20 or S20 Ultra. And you know what? I felt that last year the S20 Plus was a much better deal and a much better phone compared to the S20 Ultra. And over the past few months after that and over the whole period of it, it actually became quite true because the S20 Plus didn't have that telephoto issues with the camera, you know, kind of cracking. Its autofocus was a bit better compared to the S20 Ultra. So overall, I think a lot of people would say that the S20 Plus, it was a better deal compared to the S20 Ultra. And last year, the price where it started with the S20 was about $1,000, 1,001 and 1,004, I think, until the S20 Ultra. This year, they were a bit smarter with the S21 lineup. They're starting off at about $799,000 and about $1,002 for the S21 Ultra. So I decided, you know what, go for the S21 Ultra. And you know, if you see what has Samsung done over the last few months to a year, and I would say maybe if you compare that to right now, the S21 series, the S21 and S21 Plus, I don't think it's a very good deal compared to this phone over here, which is the Galaxy S20 FE 5G. So the S20 FE 5G has been regarded highly by a lot of tech YouTubers out there. Even people like MKBHD has named this the phone of the year. And a lot of tech channels, I noticed they have also named this the phone of the year. And even on my channel as well, when I did the phone of the year review, I did say that the S20 FE was the phone for me to get. And I did recommend this phone quite a bit. And yes, I have been using this personally for the past 3 to 4 months as my daily and secondary driver back and forth, and I have to say that yes, this is the real deal, and I would actually recommend this phone to a lot of people if you do of course have the cash to spend on this. It's about, I think, $699 when it was first launched. I do expect the price of this to drop in the next few weeks with the S21 lineup. So yes, this is a much better phone and a much better deal compared to the S21 and maybe even the S21 Plus. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you look at the S21 and S21 Plus, it's very similar to this one. And like I said, at the price point, I think you don't want to spend too much of that $100 to $200 and might as well you just go for the S20 FE. So in today's video, we're going to just compare the S20 FE and S21 and S21 Plus. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So we're going to start off here with the design and build, and on the back over here, you will have a plastic build, and on the S21 it's also a plastic build. But to be honest, when I first saw the launch, I didn't expect it to be a plastic because the finish on it was really good until Samsung did say that it was plastic. Then I was like, oh okay, it's plastic. And you know what, the first thing I thought about is the S20 FE. But to be honest, as a user of this phone, and I've been using a lot of premium phones as well with a lot of glass backs, to be honest, it doesn't really make much of a difference because at the end of the day, you'll be using a case with your phone anyway to protect regardless of whether it's glass or plastic. But if you do drop this, and if it's a glass, you know it will break. But if it's a plastic, you know it will be a bit more durable compared to a glass build. Yes, it doesn't feel as premium compared to the S21 Ultra and S21 Plus because you know it's not glass. But then again, at the end of the day, like I said, once you put a case on it, it doesn't really make much of a difference. And over here on the front, you have a flat screen, Full HD Plus 120Hz display, which is the same as the S21 and S21 Plus. Yes, the S21 series does have that variable refresh rate to help with the battery saving, but overall in terms of the maximum resolution and refresh rate, you are getting the same thing here as with the S21 and S21 Plus. And now when we look at the internals, this one does come with a Snapdragon 865, which is a beast of a processor in terms of gaming, in terms of editing. It is a very capable processor. With, of course, the S21 series, you are getting an Exynos 2100, or if you're lucky, from the US, Korea or China, you'll be getting the Snapdragon 888. But I would say, you know, looking at around how the Exynos 2100 is performing, it's not a massive jump from the Snapdragon 865, which is already, like like I said, a very good processor. So would you want to spend, you know, $200 just to get a little bit of jump? Because this one is already a very capable phone. I wouldn't recommend you to get the 4G Exynos 990 because that's a whole nother issue. But what can I see here from the Exynos 2100? Yes, it's a very good processor, very good chipset. But then again, would you want to spend that extra money? Next thing I want to talk about is the RAM on the phone. Here on the S20 FE, it does come with 8 gigs of RAM compared to the S21 series, which starts about 12 gigs of RAM. To be honest, as a user, as an average user, I would recommend maybe 6 to 8 gigs. That's probably the optimum level. 12 gigs of RAM, it's a bit of an overkill, and I don't really see a lot of people actually maximizing that unless you're maybe a hardcore user or a hardcore gamer or a hardcore editor, that maybe you can push up to 12 gigs of RAM. But for an average user, I would say 6 to 8 gigs of RAM is more than enough, and I feel with this one here, it's more than enough. Next thing I'll talk about is the memory, and this one comes with 256. It's the same one as with the S21 series as well, but here you have a micro SD expansion slot, which is something you don't get with the S21 series. So other things to look at is, yes, this one comes with a 4500 mAh battery. It's bigger compared to the 4000 on the S21, and it's a bit smaller compared to the 4800 on the S21 Plus. So yes, it does have a bigger battery. In terms of fast charging by Samsung standard, it's all at 25 watts. But you know what? This phone does give you a brick charger out of the box. And other features to look at is, yes, all three of these phones, they do have their IP rating, their wireless charging, the Samsung Pay, all this other stuff. All three of these phones do have, so yes, you're not missing out a lot with the Fan Edition, the S20 FE. Also, in terms of software, the S20 FE is currently running on One UI 3.0, whereas out of the box, the S21 series will be coming with One UI 3.1. But you don't have to worry because the One UI 3.1 has already been promised to be given to the older phones, including the S20 FE. So you're not missing out in terms of features and all this other stuff. So software-wise, it's exactly the same with the S21 series. So now let's talk about the cameras, and over here on S20 FE, it's at 32 megapixel, whereas on the S21 it's at 10 megapixel. But over here it's at fixed focus, but on the S21 series it's at apparently dual focus. I don't really like the selfie over here, the color, everything's pretty off. So I do hope with the S21 series, it's going to be a massive upgrade in the selfie department. And also I have done a lot of videos with the S20 Ultra, comparing this with the S20 Ultra and the OnePlus 8T and iPhone 12. So I'll leave a link in the description up above and also down below so you guys can check that out. And over here on the back, you have your same 12 megapixel main lens compared to the S21 and 21 Plus. Going to the telephoto, here's only 8 megapixel compared to the 64 megapixel on the S21 and 21 Plus. But the ultra wide again is the same one with the S21 series at 12 megapixel. But this one apparently does come with a 123 degrees of field of view, whereas on the S21 series it's only stuck at 120 degrees. I don't know why it doesn't really make much sense, but it is what it is. And for what I can tell you is that the software processing is very similar across the board. So I don't expect a massive really difference between this phone and the S21 series. Yes, the S21 series is going to be better, but it's not going to be a very something you're going to spend $200 to $300 more just to get the extra kind of details. I feel with this phone, it's already a very capable phone with a very capable set of cameras. So yes, if you're coming from an older phone, going to this phone, the cameras is going to be very, very amazing. That is it. This is just my opinion on why I think the S20 FE is a much better deal compared to the Galaxy S21 and maybe even the S21 Plus. Of course, always do leave a comment down below if you guys are thinking of getting the S21 despite watching this whole video. If you did enjoy this video, do click that like and smash that subscribe button down below for more videos with the S21 Ultra once it does come out. Also, do follow me on my social as well on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and also here on YouTube at Dr. Hammerstack. So that is it. This is Dr. Hammerstack. Stay safe, take care, and wash those hands.